Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air. 18 days to the election. Kamala Harris taking aim at Donald Trump tonight amid reports of exhaustion. Trump now firing back. Both are in Michigan. Also tonight, the passenger jet and a near collision in midair and the fire breaking out. The images coming in right now. Several homes in flames and now the evacuations. First tonight, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris both in Michigan. Harris going after Trump for refusing another debate with her and turning down interviews. And the new report tonight, Trump turned down a new interview because of exhaustion. What Trump just said about that. And the fight for Michigan with Harris and Trump both in Detroit tonight, a city Trump insulted just days ago. The images coming in at this hour, this fast-moving fire in Oakland, California, several homes up in flames. The evacuations now underway. The passenger jet and the near midair disaster, an American Airlines passenger jet and a Cessna suddenly entering the same airspace, 400 feet from one another. The American pilots alerted by their warning system. The stunning new video here tonight, an Israeli tank firing on that building where the mastermind of the October 7th attack was hiding. Tonight, Israeli authorities say he was killed reportedly by a gunshot to the head. And now the question, had that Hamas leader been hiding near the hostages who'd been killed? Tonight, new developments in the case of the Menendez brothers nearly 3 decades after their murder conviction. Could they soon go free? And tonight, right here, the never-before-seen moment from their interview with Barbara Walters. The brothers side by side and the moment, what they told Barbara about the trauma they say they endured. Tonight, we're tracking a massive blackout across Cuba after the electric grid goes down, plunging the island nation into the dark. The Coast Guard rescuing a 17-year-old in the water on a high school trip. He'd been clinging to his kayak for 12 hours. And made in America tonight, grown in America, the pumpkin patches across this country waiting for you to pull in this weekend.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we begin tonight here with several breaking stories. The fire erupting in California, multiple homes up in flames, the evacuations, and this near midair collision involving an American Airlines passenger jet. But we begin tonight with the race for president, just 18 days to go. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, both in the key battleground state of Michigan at this hour, where they are separated by less than a point in the polling average in that state. And tonight, Vice President Harris going after Trump for refusing another debate with her and for turning down interviews. She went on 60 Minutes. He said no because of fact-checking. And now the new report tonight that his campaign turned down a new interview because of exhaustion. Tonight, Trump insisting he's not exhausted and he's back in a Detroit suburb endorsed by that city's Democratic mayor. Tonight, he'll be in Detroit, a city he insulted just days ago. He's in a fight for Michigan again, where he won in 2016, but where he lost in 2020. ABC's Rachel Scott leading us off from Detroit tonight.
Tonight, with just 18 days to go, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump in the same state, the battleground state of Michigan. In fact, they'll be in the same city, Detroit.
Welcome to Michigan.
In Michigan, Harris and Trump are separated by less than 1 point in the polls. Harris remains laser focused on trying to win the so-called blue wall states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. 3 stops in Wisconsin yesterday, 3 stops in Michigan today. And in these final days, clearly sharpening her attacks against Trump.
We are clear. Someone who suggests we should terminate the Constitution of the United States should never again have the privilege of standing behind the seal of the President of the United States. Never again. Never again! Never again!
And overnight in Wisconsin, when anti-abortion protesters tried to interrupt.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
For weeks, Harris has been challenging Trump to another debate. He has refused. Trump turned down 60 Minutes over fact-checking. And tonight, Harris jumping on reports the Trump campaign turned down another interview because Trump is exhausted.
And now he is ducking debates and canceling interviews. Come on. And check this out. His own campaign team recently said it is because of exhaustion. Well, if you are exhausted on the campaign trail, it raises real questions about whether you are fit for the toughest job in the world.
Trump on the defensive.
What event have I canceled? I haven't canceled. She doesn't go to any events. She's a loser. She doesn't go to any events. I've gone 48 days now without arrest, and I've got that loser who doesn't have the energy of a rabbit. Tell me when you've seen me take even a little bit of a risk. Not only am I'm not even tired. I'm really exhilarated.
In 2016, Trump won Michigan by just over 10,000 votes. In 2020, Trump lost by 154,000 votes. And just last week, while campaigning here in Detroit, Trump insulted the city he was campaigning in.
Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president. You're going to have a mess on your hands.
Trump today visiting his campaign office in the city of Hamtramck outside Detroit, where he's been endorsed by the Democratic mayor. Michigan has one of the largest Arab American populations in the country, and Trump is trying to appeal to Arab American voters who are frustrated by the Biden administration's handling of the war in Gaza. And Harris, after drawing a line between a potential Harris presidency and Joe Biden on Fox News.
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency.
Harris pressed on her boss once again today, and any Biden policy she would change.
I mean, to be very candid with you, even including Mike Pence, vice presidents are not critical of their presidents. I think that really actually, in terms of the tradition of it and also just going forward, it does not make for a productive and important relationship.
Donald Trump has a rally here in Detroit tonight, and then tomorrow he heads to all-important Pennsylvania. Vice President Kamala Harris has one more stop here in Michigan tomorrow before heading to Georgia for a rally. Then she'll return back to that critical battleground state on Thursday, campaigning with former President Barack Obama for the first time. David.
Rachel Scott at a Trump rally in Michigan tonight. Rachel, thank you. We are following as we're on the air in the West here tonight. This breaking news from California at this hour. The image is coming in now. The fast-moving fire in Oakland, several homes up in flames, the evacuations. Here's ABC's Jaclyn Lee from California.
Tonight, hundreds ordered to evacuate in Oakland, California, as more than 100 firefighters battle a fast-moving wildfire. It started as a brush fire, but quickly engulfed 2 homes. Firefighters at one point reportedly forced to retreat.
The fire was going, and then it jumped over onto the church property and started to go up the backside of the hill and then the house on the corner.
The encroaching flames forcing the shutdown of a stretch of the busy 580 freeway for a time. David, authorities say forward progress has been stopped on that fire. Red flag warnings remain through tomorrow night throughout most of the state. David.
Jaclyn Lee with us on the late developments from California. Jaclyn, thank you. And tonight we're learning more about a near midair disaster. An American Airlines passenger jet and a Cessna suddenly entering the same airspace. They were just 400 feet from one another. The American Airlines pilots were then alerted by their warning system. Gio Benitez covers aviation.
Tonight, the FAA investigating how a packed 737 and a Cessna nearly collided head-on in midair this week over Texas.
If you want to declare a near miss, let us know.
American Airlines Flight 2587 was making its final approach to Austin Bergstrom International Airport around 10:45 a.m. Wednesday in foggy conditions when, according to the FAA, a single-engine Cessna R-182 unexpectedly entered the flight path. This animation showing the Cessna, which at the time was not in communication with air traffic controllers, flying underneath the American plane, coming within 400 feet of it. The American crew alerted by the plane's Traffic Collision Avoidance System, or TCAS, the system warning the pilots to change course immediately to avoid a mid-air collision.
Did you ever see him the second time around? We saw when he flashed us and flew right into us.
There were a series of things that led up to this near mid-air collision, but the American jet had a capability on board that would warned it and told it to turn away from this small, light civil aircraft. So at the end of the day, it was the technology on board the American aircraft that saved this from becoming a disaster.
And David, just days ago, the FAA began auditing 45 of the nation's busiest airports to really understand why we're seeing so many of these close calls. David.
Gio Benitez with us tonight. Gio, thanks. Overseas tonight, the stunning new video now emerging, an Israeli tank firing on the building where the mastermind of the October 7th attack was hiding. Tonight, Israeli authorities say he was killed reportedly by a gunshot to the head. And now the question, had that Hamas leader been hiding near the hostages who'd been killed? ABC's Tom Sufi Burge in Israel again tonight.
New video tonight showing the moment an Israeli tank fired on the building where the architect of the October 7th terror attack was hiding in Rafah. This grisly image showing Yahya Sinwar's body in the rubble. An autopsy now revealing he was killed by a gunshot to the head, according to the New York Times, not far from the tunnel where the bodies of 6 hostages, including American Hersh Goldberg-Polin, were found executed by Hamas in August. And tonight, questions on whether Sinwar had been hiding near those hostages who were killed. Israel saying Sinwar's DNA was also found in that same tunnel network. Israeli reservists finding Yahya Sinwar by accident, taking him out after a fierce gun battle in Gaza. Moments earlier, an Israeli military drone had captured the Hamas leader's final minutes alive, sitting in that chair, face covered and badly wounded by gunfire. Hamas today confirming Sinwar is dead, saying he was defiant to the end, throwing a stick at the drone. And Hamas doubling down, insisting the fight will continue and vowing no hostages will be released until Israel withdraws from Gaza. At this hour, Hamas still holding at least 97 hostages, including 7 Americans, inside Gaza.
I'm doing everything I can. I just want to keep back so badly.
Aviva Siegel and her husband Keith, an American, both kidnapped by Hamas. Aviva released in November. Tonight, fearing the worst.
I'm scared that maybe they will torture them or even just kill them.
But President Biden today cautiously optimistic after meeting with allies in Europe.
We think there's a road to peace there. It's going to be harder, it's going to be difficult, but we're all on the same page.
And David, Sinwar's death comes as Israel still weighs a retaliatory strike on Iran, which could come at any moment. President Biden saying he is in the loop on what Israel's planning and when an attack on Iran is expected to come. David?
Tom Sufi Burridge with us here again tonight. Thanks, Tom. Back here in the U.S. into the case that disturbed the nation, the murder of 2 young girls while they were hiking on a trail in Indiana. More than 7 years later now, the suspect now on trial, and prosecutors say one of those young girls took video with her phone before she was killed. A warning tonight, the details of this case are disturbing. Alex Perez in Delphi, Indiana tonight.
Tonight, more than 7 years after 2 young girls were killed while hiking in Delphi, Indiana, the trial of the men accused in their murders now underway. For the first time, prosecutors describing the gruesome scene, telling jurors they will see the crime scene and that there was blood everywhere and the girls' throats had been cut. 13-year-old Abby Williams and her friend, 14-year-old Libby German, disappeared after that hike on the Menendez Bridge Trail. Their bodies discovered Valentine's Day 2017. In court, prosecutors saying that after the teens crossed that bridge, they noticed a man behind them. At 2:13 p.m., Libby recording on her phone, capturing this video allegedly showing the suspect. The man, investigators say, pulling out a gun and ordering the girls down the hill, heard in this chilling audio. But the defense raising questions about DNA evidence and arguing cell phone records show Allen had left the area by 2:15 p.m. On the witness stand today, Libby's family describing the search for the girls and the heartbreak after learning they had been killed. I saw the coroner's van driving by, and that's when I realized they weren't alive, her grandmother said. And David, the jury will be sequestered for this trial. The judge has ruled that more than 60 alleged confessions Allen made while in custody can be used in court. David?
Alex Perez tonight. Thanks, Alex. Tonight we're following new developments in the case of the Menendez brothers nearly 3 decades now after their murder conviction. Could they soon go free? Later tonight right here, a 2020 primetime special on the case, why it's back in the news. But this evening right here, the never-before-seen moment from their interview with Barbara Walters, the brothers side by side on the trauma they say they endured. Here's Juju Chang.
After 35 years behind bars, the notorious Menendez brothers are just days away from learning if prosecutors will recommend a resentencing for the shotgun murders of their parents in their Beverly Hills mansion.
Lyle and Eric were failed by the very people who should have protected them, by their parents, by the system, by society at large.
Just this week, members of the Menendez family, including Kitty's own sister, who is 92, pleading for mercy.
Seizing upon the renewed media frenzy surrounding the case with a popular Netflix documentary and a controversial drama series. Tonight, in this never-before-seen moment from Barbara Walters' exclusive interview with the brothers after their conviction, Lyle described a bond born out of shared trauma.
It's hard for people to understand, I guess, how close the two of you are. On the other hand, had you not been that close, all of this might never have happened.
It's true. I think in the environment we grew up in, home was like a fearful, demeaning place. And for Eric and I bet it's probably not uncommon for siblings that grow up in those kind of homes to be unusually close. And because they have to be there for each other and there's so much stress.
Prosecutors are now weighing evidence that seems to support their claims of sexual abuse at the hands of their father, including a new allegation from Roy Rosello from Menudo, who says Jose Menendez, a once powerful record executive, molested him too.
And there's that letter Eric wrote to his cousin months before his murder, describing his fear of his father's alleged abuse.
That cousin, Andy Cano, testified that Eric had confided in him.
He told me never to reveal it to anybody, to promise him that I would keep it a secret between us.
DA George Gascon could make his decision as early as next week.
Do you think the Menendez brothers will walk free someday?
Given the totality of the circumstances, I don't think that they deserve to be in prison until they die.
Our thanks to Juju Chang tonight. Later this evening, that special edition, 2 hours of 2020, 9 p.m. Eastern, on why the case is now back in the news. Much more from the Barbara Walters interview as well. The Menendez brothers' reversal of fortune, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC. Tonight, a massive nationwide power outage in Cuba, plunging 10 million people into the dark. Residents waking up to no electricity, using flashlights and candles. Authorities say one of the island's major power plants failed, knocking the entire grid offline. When we come back tonight, the school trip and the boy clinging to his kayak for 12 hours before help arrived. And you'll see the images in a moment. And if you love the fall foliage and the pumpkins, tonight's Made in America is for you. Tonight, the sentencing for foster parents accused of abusing 9 children. Some of those children had been rescued from the Turpin family home where they had been abused already before. A judge in Riverside County, California, sentencing Marcelino Olguin to 7 years in state prison, his wife and daughter getting 4 years of probation. When we come back here tonight, that school trip gone wrong and the lost teenager clinging to his kayak in the ocean for hours. The dramatic video next when help finally arrived. To the index, the Coast Guard saving a teen. The 17-year-old, look at this, pulled to safety in Hawaii, clinging to his kayak for nearly 12 hours. The teen was on a school trip when he disappeared. He's now recovering at the hospital tonight. When we come back here, the fall foliage is here, and so are the pumpkins, where they're ready for you in a moment. Finally tonight here, Made in America, grown in America, the fall foliage and the pumpkin farmers ready for you. Tonight, across America, the leaves changing, peak fall foliage this weekend. From New Hampshire to Vermont, Utah to Colorado, Wisconsin to New York. And the state parks are ready.
Hi, David.
Jake Smith with Pennsylvania's Department of Conservation and Natural Resources.
Here in the Poconos at Hickory Run State Park, and we are at peak time for viewing the fall foliage colors.
Jake and the park rangers tell us Pennsylvania has 124 state parks, 2.2 million acres of state forest land. And they tell us they're within a 4-hour drive for 72 million people. They're ready for all of those families this weekend.
Go ahead and get out there to see the beautiful colors of fall.
The pumpkins are ready too.
Hey David, Garden State Farmer Tim here from Happy Day Farm. We had a great yield this year at the farm. We grow over 25 different pumpkins, and that's right, I'm holding a yellow pumpkin. They're not all just orange.
Farmers and their pumpkin patches across this country.
Hi, David.
Jim Johnson at the Johnson Farm, Belton, Missouri.
We've been here for about 22 years and been farming for many generations.
Hi, David.
Sarah Mejia at Wilson's Orchard and Farm in Iowa City, Iowa.
We're so happy to be featured on your show. We've had a really great year. Thank you so much.
And in Melbourne, Florida tonight,
welcome to the Pumpkin Patch in Melbourne.
The Thistle Meadow Pumpkin Patch.
Hey, David. How are you?
Owners Wade and April Lewis, their 13th year. They were impacted by the hurricanes, but tonight they tell us they were determined to open.
It's been a lot of work this year, but it's worth it. Love y'all. Take care. God bless America.
We're sending the love right back. Let's celebrate our farmers and support them this weekend. I'm David Muir. Thanks for watching. I'll see you right back here on Monday. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.